What I'm going to show you guys how to do is to make some cool basses to layer in for a breakdown, or like right before a build-up would happen inside a dubstep drop. So the main bass that you're going to be making sound. Sorry about that. The main bass will sound something like this, without the sub bass and everything in there. This is strictly just the bass, what it'll sound like. Now, if you layer in the sub bass, cool sound, and then a kick drum with some side chaining involved, it'll sound like this. So yeah, you get the idea. So the bass is pretty simple. Without the Camel Crusher, the EQ, ping pong delay, all that kind of stuff. It's basic shapes on a sine wave at a -1 under the octave, under the first oscillator. So this is kind of important here. The phase is set to, I don't know, like 2 o'clock maybe, and random is all the way down, and pretty much the exact same for Oscillator B, which is set to hammerhead under the cymatics wavetables collection volume 1, which I will include in the description. Okay, so Oscillator A, wavetable position, is not doing anything, just strictly staying a sine wave the whole time. The only thing is the FM is getting it's getting FM from B, and B has the level all the way down. So your LFO1 is strictly just a like a basic sine, I'm pretty sure. And then yeah, it's set to 1 bar. The FM is hooked up to 13%, and then it goes up to 12 o'clock. And then under hammerhead, it is octave +1, which is Oscillator B, sorry. These two parameters don't matter in this patch. Now, LFO1 is hooked up to wavetable position at 100%, so it's going from 0 to 100. And then it's set to remap 1, and it's going from I don't know, a little past 9 o'clock up to a little past 12. So like, I don't know, 10 to 12, somewhere in there. Also, there is LFO2, which is just a square. It's going from 100% down to 0%, and it's set to 1 bar as well, 36 on smooth. And that's hooked up to remap as well, and it's at 7. So if that helps. This is 31. It's 100, obviously, 100, and then 40. And it's set to 13%. So your LFO1 is also hooked up to it's hooked up to your pan on the reverb filter, which is under miscellaneous, by the way, right there. Yeah, this is at 14. 11, 29, 23, that's at 55, and then it, with the LFO2 it's going back, or sorry, LFO1 it's going back 5. So it's starting panned out a little bit and going towards the center as it plays. So yeah, after that you have a hyperdimension, 16, 25, this is set to 4, retrigger is turned off. 18, this doesn't matter here because it mixes all the way down. Alright, you got your tube. This does not matter, so don't mind that. Your drive is set to 76%. This is at 30, and then LFO1 is hooked up to it for another 30. You got a flanger on here, and this is all just a taste. But if I were to turn the flanger up from the 30% that it's on, you'll hear the difference it makes. Oh, solo this out. Now if I turn this down, I'm just trying to single out that note and make it a bit more noticeable. But yeah, that's set to 30. You can copy those parameters. Oh, I'm not wasting your time. You can just pause it. Make sure you have a compressor on there, which is set to multiband, and just, yeah, copy these down as well. Essentially, this compressor makes a huge difference in the sound, just because it kind of adds a lot of distortion to it. You'll hear it. Definitely gives it a more of a mid-bass sound. Your reverb is kind of important for the sound, just because this sound is more of, I don't know, like it tails off after a kick, but it's layered together. So it's, yeah, for like a breakdown or something like that, but without the reverb. Versus show you with that one. Yeah, and then the last is filter with combs, which is under miscellaneous as well. This is up to 100%, and then LFO1 is hooked up to it, and that goes down, so it's negative 21. Resistance at 0, drive is at 15, 0, pan is at 48, and then it is going 9. Mixed at 100. I don't think LFO2 is hooked up to anything inside here. Yeah, I have my mod wheel hooked up to the speed. So it's up to you how you play around with that. And then yeah, after that, it's the differences in the sound here, and is strictly just B octave. It's going up. So if you look, the first hit goes from +1 to +2. So that's the only difference. With the EQ in there, takes out the low end, Camel Crusher, settings. Make sure this volume's all the way up, it kind of beefs it up a bit more. And then ping pong delay. So yeah. With the kick in there. There you go, guys.